Tonight, we have the deep honor of welcoming Rabbi Ulman, a respected Dayan and community leader, a renowned halachic authority who has guided individuals and families through some of the most complex questions of our time. This evening is Rabbi Ulman's first appearance outside his own community since the tragedy that struck the Bondi community, that changed the lives of his institution and left immeasurable pain. And yet, Rabbi Ulman comes to us with strength of Torah, the courage of leadership, and a message of resilience rooted in his lifelong connection as a chassid of the Rabbi, something we all need to hear. Please join me in welcoming Rabbi Ulman.
Dear friends, I come here tonight not as an individual, but as a representative of my community of Bondi Beach, Australia. A community that I've served as an emissary of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. Actually, this month is 40 years. Three weeks ago, we were struck by evil. It was the eve of Hanukkah, a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We were preparing to light the menorah when two terrorists, a father and son, opened fire on our gathering. 15 precious souls were stolen from us. Men, women, a 10-year-old child. Not just members of my community, but people who are very, very close to me, like family. And of course, one of them was my beloved son-in-law, Rabbi Eli Schlenger. Friends, there is pain. Deep pain. Each life lost is an entire world taken from us. But I'm also here to tell you the darkness will not win. We will not lessen our holy work for even a moment. Not in Sydney, not anywhere. The Torah teaches us two truths that exist side by side. First, that God is the master of our destinies. There are things that we will never understand until the end of times. But the second truth is that we have free choice. It is up to us how we act in times of danger, in times of crisis. What we saw at Bondi Beach was evil in its purest form, irrational hatred. A father who taught his son to murder innocent people. Our answer, irrational love. The love to share Torah and mitzvahs with our families, with our friends, the love to feed the hungry, to clothe the unfortunate, to extend a hand and drop a coin in a tzedakah pushka, in the charity box. This was the Rebbe's approach. Never allow the darkness to win. Double down on goodness and kindness. Do not wait for tomorrow, start today. This choice, which is our choice, is embedded in the 7 mitzvahs b'noach, 7 Noahide laws, the universal code that God gave to all humanity. When we find ourselves in a certain place at a certain time, and we face a disaster, we have to make a decision. Do we allow evil to fester? Or do we do everything in our power to stop it? To help our fellow human beings, to bring salvation to humankind. Yes, we saw devastation that day, but we also saw incredible miracles. Bombs that were planted but did not explode. And heroism. People from all walks of life who stood up to fight, to protect, to shield children and adults, to wrestle with armed terrorists. Tonight, I have the privilege of having one such hero here with me, Ahmed al Ahmed.
I'm crying because I remember the moment and I feel sorry for everything, for everyone lost. I'm so sorry what's happened. I do my best to save the innocent people's life, and I'm sorry for the lost.
Ahmed, you are not of Jewish faith. When you saw the terrorists, you knew that God put you there for a reason. When faced with the choice to run or act, you chose to save others.
Exactly.
In doing so, you fulfilled 2 of the 7 Noahide laws. The first one is a belief in the Creator who dictates His will, and also to cherish human life. Human life is sacred. And these essential ideals and ideas, they transcend boundaries. Ahmed, you represent many others tonight who unfortunately also, while they fought the terrorists, but they didn't survive to be here and to tell us how they feel. My dear friend of over 30 years, Reuven Morrison, who bravely faced terrorists, saving lives by losing his own. Boris and Sophia Gurman, and many, many others. Geffen, Beton, who just recently woke up from a deep coma and who needs our prayers, together with Label Lazarov, and many others who need a speedy recovery. But I want to mention a miracle, another miracle, an outpouring of support that I personally have witnessed. It's true that there was financial assistance for the families of those we lost, for the wounded, for Chabad of Bondi, which suffered a devastating blow on so many levels. But it was more than that. We felt the love of people all around the world. And this sent a strong and vital message to those who perpetrated this, as much as to ourselves. We are strong. We are going to rebuild. We'll complete the work of the fallen and ensure the light they shed is never extinguished. We are taught that as our world is coming closer to the era of Mashiach, clarity will descend upon us. Well, we see very clearly now who stands on the side of evil and darkness and who stands on a side of goodness and light. In this existential battle, tragically, there are casualties. And of this, we were reminded 3 weeks ago. It was supposed to be the first lighting of Hanukkah. And historically, Hanukkah, then, in the story of Hanukkah, there were many, many casualties. Nearly all of the Hashmonaim, the Maccabees, the brothers, almost all of them lost their life. But the Hanukkah prayer promises us that the mighty will be delivered into the hands of the few and the wicked into the hands of the righteous, because light will ultimately prevail.
It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you my friend and partner, Mr. William Ackman. Bill did not just join the recent fight against anti-Semitism in the United States. He started it. Bill started it by ripping the Band-Aid off the harassment of Jews on college campuses. And he did this at great personal and professional peril to himself. His almost daily tweets calling out the most vile haters of Jews and the state of Israel shines the light on the worst of our enemies. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. William Ackman.
So thank you so much. Actually, Richard texted me a couple days ago, and he said, Bill, Ahmed al Ahmed is coming to the United States. Would you give us the honor of honoring him? And of course. And then Lauren, who's an amazing lawyer, and she won a great case on behalf of the Pershing Square Foundation. Thank you, Lauren. Also texted me and said, Bill. And so two very important people to me called, and extremely important people to our community needed an honor. And I thought, what should I speak about tonight? And I thought, kind of an opportunity to talk about heroism. We're fortunate in the world to have heroes, and heroes are really amazing people. But even among heroes, there's a hierarchy of heroism, right? If someone breaks into your home and is going to harm your family, a member of the family gets up to fight, that person's a hero. They're stepping in to protect their family. But it's a very different thing when someone, there's a famous, very sad story. 61 years ago in Queens, a woman named Kitty Genovese was being murdered. And she screamed, and there was a fight. 38 people were witnessed the screams, and no one stepped in to save her. Very important story, a very unfortunate story in the history of our city, but it talks about what people call the bystander effect. When there are a lot of people around, the willingness to step forward and put yourself in danger, very few people are willing to do so. I first learned about the Bondi massacre on Twitter. I started to see videos of the shootings, and they just seemed to go on and on and on. And then a video appeared of a man, unarmed, of a similar size to the shooter, but the shooter had a gun, and he snuck up and tackled him. Now, how do I have a video of Ahmad? Because someone else was a witness, but they sat there with their phone recording the events. What he chose to do is step into the fight. He was not a target of the shooter. He could have minded his own business. No one would ever know that he chose not to intervene. So I think that in the hierarchy of heroes, the person that is willing to risk his own life for the benefit of people that he does not know, where he takes on someone who is armed with a weapon and he has none, right? So he's prepared to give up his life, is an amazing person. So, think about the decision to risk your own life for people you don't know and for people for whom you're not a target. And I think, why is this man, this hero, why was there such an outpouring to support him? I think that was an important part of it. But if you bring him kind of back to this evening, it's been more challenging to be a member of the Jewish community since October 7th. I grew up really without any, there was social anti-Semitism when I grew up. The country club across the street did not have Jewish members. That was the extent of the anti-Semitism that I experienced. We started a foundation about 20 years ago. My father at every board meeting would say, Bill, we're not doing enough for the Jews. We're not doing enough about anti-Semitism. And I would say, Dad, the Jews are doing great, and I don't see any anti-Semitism. My dad was so concerned about the issue that when he passed away and wrote me letters of instruction in advance of a surgery that he thought could cost him his life, he wrote me letters saying, Bill, this is how I want you to handle my funeral arrangements. There was a letter from him about how I should call my mom every day, which I have not yet done, so I'm going to have to call Mom today. And Bill, I'm very concerned about anti-Semitism. And you need to do more about anti-Semitism. And I think the October 7th was one of the most horrible days in the world, a very horrendous day for the Jewish people. But in some ways, October 8th was as bad. And because we saw a response on university campuses, on the campus, a school I attended, which was not about supporting the Jews, but in fact was supportive of the terrorists. And that made, I think, the last couple of years has been more challenging for Jewish people because, a reminder that we're 0.2% of the world, and that so I think seeing someone step forward on behalf of people he didn't know to risk his own life, and the calculus of going after a guy with a gun, he's a strong man, but he was taking on a man of similar size, is really one of the great acts of heroism, and I think it was very reaffirming to the Jewish community to have someone stand up on behalf of our community in the most profound, life-affirming way you can. So that's why we're here. So thank you so much. And a very, very appropriate, about the most beautiful such honorarium I've seen. If you think about the menorah, it represents endurance, represents courage, represents persistence, and most of all, represents light, and light in the darkness. And this man deserves this incredible award.
And even if you say goodbye, you'll never go away. You are the rainbow in my sky. My colors are the gray. My only wish upon a star. Sunshine in the day. The only song that my piano ever played.
So lastly, I actually was not familiar with Colel Chabad, but I thought in honor of the victims, in honor of the man, I thought to make a $180,000 donation toward this. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I want to say, I'm proud to be here with a community and with a human, innocent people who I put my life in the risk to save the innocent people. That moment, it was very hard to explain, but I think it was a holy and the miracle is from the God. Choose me for this moment, and thank you for everything. Thank you for everything.
New day will rise, life will go on. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay. Even if you say a new day will rise, life will go on. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay. Love of my life. Mayim rabim lo yechabu et ahava unearot lo yishtifu od. New day will rise. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay. Even if you say goodbye, a new day will rise. New day will rise. בקרוב תזרח השמש, נדע ימים יפים מאלה, הלב נלחם בדאגות. כולם יחזרו הביתה, נחכה להם למטה, הלוואי נדע בשורות טובות. כי עם הנצח לעולם לא מפחד, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אף אחד פה לא בודד, שישרפו המלחמות. עם ישראל חי, אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות הוא ארצי נחלותינו, לא תיפול כעת רוחנו, מסביב ברזל של חרבות. ויונה תפרוס כנפיים, התקווה בת שנות 2000, עוד נצא לשיר ברחובות. כי המנצח לעולם לא מפחד, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אף אחד פה לא בודד, שישרפו המלחמות. למי אין? עם ישראל. אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים, עם ישראל חי, בעליות בירידות, גם השעות הכי קשות. הקדוש ברוך הוא שומר עלינו, אז מי יכול עלינו? כי אין לנו עוד מדינה, תעשה שלום בינינו, שמור על ילדינו, כי לא אתה אמונה. הקדוש ברוך הוא שומר עלינו, אז מי יכול עלינו? כי אין לנו עוד מדינה, תעשה שלום בינינו, שמור על ילדינו, כי לא אתה אמונה.
עם ישראל חי.
עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו חי. עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי.
and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining us. There is dessert both to my right and to my left. I mean to my left and to my right. And thank you each and every one of you for joining. And join us again, L'Shana Haba Yerushalayim. And of course, don't forget the Miami dinner, March 5th in Miami. And I would be remiss if I would not mention to thank the children, all those that use the Pushka app. And if you don't yet, you could download the Pushka in the App Store. Thank you so much, and L'Shana Haba Yerushalayim.